Hi guys, happy Monday. Happy Monday. It is July 8th. Okay. Wow. When I tell you guys that this year is flying by, it's literally flying by. As you guys know, moving forward on the first Sunday of July, you guys voted to start doing the recorded calls. So per your vote request, here we are. But I will say it's a little awkward because even me starting off this video, I feel like I'm talking to myself and I'm so used to you guys' interaction. But I do feel as though, um, I'm gonna miss y'all questions. I ain't even gonna lie, but still make sure you guys put your questions in the YouTube comments so that I can still address, because you guys learning and cultivation really is one of the most important things to me, to make sure you guys are really still grasping the information. And then of course, automated students, you still have your Monday call every first Monday of the month where you can ask, questions unlimited. And then I did see somebody wrote me an email and asked me for the Monday call. It's in your course already. It's been in your course since I uploaded it, I think Wednesday, the day before 4th of July. So yeah, you guys definitely already have that. So please make sure you guys are in your course so that you know the material that is there. But yeah, so let me share screen so we can get into this week's analysis. Okay, so as you guys know, I'm gonna pretty much start off where we left last week and then kind of go into where we are now. Where we were last week. All right, let's talk about this here. So where we were last week, we were literally at this zone. I'm gonna delete this fib for now. Well, actually, let me just hide it. I'm gonna hide it for now so that we can go into structure and see everything clearly. So where we were last week, remember I talked about, I was looking for an overall buy for the week. So you guys can go back and rewatch the video. Remember, I was looking for a buy on GU, but remember, the question is never if, okay, it's going to happen. The question is, when is it going to happen? And we had so much price action this past week. It actually extended a level that I was not anticipating price to push that hard as it did, even though I was looking for that overall buy. But I'm going to go into major structure as well as minor structure in this video so that you guys can get the full analysis and, perspective of everything that's going on and where we are. So where we were on the video last week, as you guys know, we always put things into replay mode. So we were literally on this trend line, and I talked about how we need to wait for this triangle to break. But I was looking for a push up. Now, you guys see here, this is very important to understand consolidation and understand how not to anticipate your moves too fast, because safe trading is the only way that I will ever teach you guys. We are not gambling in the market. We always have to have confirmations for anything that we do. Okay. So at this point, shortly after we got off the call, and I had talked about this on my Monday call, this had literally started breaking when we got off the call. Price started moving literally around the break and retest happened around midnight. And then the analysis already started pushing. Yeah. So the break and retest you guys see here, July 24th or July 1st, it literally 0, 0, 0, 0. The break and retest happened at midnight. So when I woke up like 2:45 for round London session, I had missed this trade. That's why you guys didn't see actually, let me go ahead and put it though. I'll put the yellow ellipse so you guys know where your entry would have been. And then I had gone to gold. The trade that I actually took was gold because I missed my entry on GU. But remember when we were on a call and I told you guys this will probably start playing out tonight. So be aware. It's just that I didn't think it was going to start happening as early as it did, because shortly after we got off the call, this was the candle while we were on the call. We were somewhere around here. It started breaking literally when we were getting, or right after we got off the call. It retested, pulled back around midnight. So, we're on 15-minute right now. We're on minor structure, but it started pulling back around midnight. And then this buy literally played out by 3 a.m. So when I woke up around 2:30, as you guys see, it was too late to take. And then I'm gonna put my fib structure back on here just so you guys could see. It was too late to take. I was at a zone, like I was like, okay, let me just see what else is available. So I'll actually go to the trade that I took. I ended up looking at gold, and gold had not played out yet. So I ended up taking for the auto. I ended up taking this break and retest on gold around here. This was, yeah, so you see, like, you guys see this around like 3:30. I took my entry right here because this one, I still, like, this had not happened. But once I saw this pulling back and I knew where I was looking for price to go in regards to this zone above, I entered here. And then literally, honestly, I had hit my goal very early on in the week, and then traded a different account for the overall GU that played out later on in the week. Typically when I hit my goal, I don't enter back into the market, but I was like, you guys know, I was super anticipating that GU buy. So I was just like, I'm still going to take this. But again, I did not break my goal account in regards to over trading in that account, because I have like my rules set. So even me being you guys teacher, I still follow my trading plan and all my rules. But this gold played out literally beautifully, and it hit the perfect area where I needed it to hit. So I exited there. So let's go back to GBP, USD. And sometimes, and I actually went into explaining that because sometimes your trades will play out before expected. And then that just means that you need to go reanalyze. Don't enter the trade too late. Just wait for basically your next setup to occur. Okay, you guys? So here we have our point A to point B, price pulled back, literally hit -27. Again, I was out at this point. And then we had Monday night call for my automated students because it was the first Monday of the month. And I do want to address one question that was asked on that call, because there was Angelica. She had asked me later on in that call, and she said she had not gotten full clarification on what I was trying to say. So I'll address it since we're here so that you guys can see in real life time. So she had asked me, she had put a fib on this structure here. And I was telling her the price could very well push down, but this isn't something that I would take because I'm not taking a sell when I'm already at a seller zone. And what I'm looking for is not a sell, like for my overall price. Now, of course, price is consolidating. So you have to wait for price consolidation to be over. But in regards to where price pulled back, you guys know that Fibonacci is a tool that's used to measure the retrace of a counter trend based on the current trend of the market, meaning that when price retraces, it can pull back wherever it wants to, right? 23.6, 38.2, 50%, 61.8, 78.6, 88.6, 100, okay? You don't know that this is going to keep pushing to here. So to take a trade off of this fib for a sell when I'm already at a zone is just not smart to do. Now, it did ended up pushing to this -27 before pushing up, but still, I still would not take that position because you guys, the goal in trading is to make money without your money getting got, okay? This is not safe to take a position at, actually, let's just put it in replay, because it's one thing to see it when structure is already played out. But in real life, it makes no sense for me to take a trade for a sell when I'm already at a zone. Until I have confirmation that this zone is breaking, I'm not going to take a sell in this area. You see how everything else, like this is a buy. This right here, we were going to somewhere. Remember, even when I told y'all this, like we were looking for price to go to this zone right here. So even this was a short move, but you take things step by step. This was already in this zone. Does that make sense? So hopefully that makes sense. Like drawing a fib right here, this structure is already in this vicinity. So it wouldn't be smart to execute a position right here, ultimately. Okay. So let me put price back to where it is now. And then let's talk about a couple other things, because there are a few things that I just want to notate and why these rules are so important. Because even over here, right? Somebody could have easily thought, let's put this in replay again for a second. Anytime we have divergence, right? We're looking for what? Price to go the opposite way, right? But we have exhaustion pushing off of this divergence. So remember when I tell you guys, when it comes to divergence, you never know when divergence is going to be over. So you don't take entries off of just price divergent. You have to have confirmation. So like, let's say Angelica took a sell down here. And as you guys see, price literally went all the way up for the rest of the week. Do you know that that would literally be a blown account at that point? Especially how aggressively price shot up. There was no room for recuperation, even if taking a sell at this divergence level. And remember, minor structure could always easily be broken. Now, when it comes to our zones, I'm gonna actually go to major structure so we can just, so you guys can see the full range of everything that happened this week. We've talked about this consolidation area for so long at this point that every single video, I feel like for the past 6 months, have been talking about this range. You do not know, okay? Like way before advance. That's why I tell you guys to take trading step by step, because when you're in consolidation, that's the only way you can trade. Like even when we had this divergence and we had the sell setting up, the sell ended up happening at this negative 61.8, ended up pushing down to the zone. Our negative 27 was last week, actually. It was, or was it the week before last? It was the week before last. All right, negative 27. We were like 1, 2, or like 6, 7 pips away from it. Then price ended up giving us our buyer signals, right? So we respected the zone. And as you guys see, we're literally pushing back, just straight back up, but it's still in this consolidation region. So that's why even when when I'm teaching you guys, when I say major structure is just as important as minor structure. You don't value minor structure over major structure. You don't value major structure over minor structure. Everything works together cohesively to give you literally your entire analysis. That's why you guys do top-down analysis opposed to just like, if you're so just caught up on the small itty bitty gritty. So let's go back to dang it, hold on. Let's go back to minor structure. If somebody's just caught up on this and just trading like just only in this area and not realizing, okay, there's a bigger picture that can be solved here. Like, think about what that will do. You know what I'm saying? Even when I exited at this, when price had hit this, or not when I exited, because I didn't take this, but even at an exit here at this zone, or when I exited on gold, even when I exited this position on gold, right? Yeah, price did an overall buy for the week, but you have to think, and of course, account size is relative, and of course, your trading style. So that's another thing. It's very important for all of you guys to identify what trading style you're going to be, because as an intraday trader, why would I go up literally perfect entry? Why would I get 165 pips from the market just to literally go all the way back down and lose all of those profits and then go 30 pips in drawdown? Because this is 190 pip sell. Why would I do that? For me and my intraday self and my trading plan, that makes absolutely no sense for what I am looking at Now, if again, you are a swing trader and you're just holding out the overall move, you have to get just used to price fluctuations, and you might be super positive, then go super negative, and then, just wait for the overall big picture. But the thing is about consolidation. Now, of course, we just saw on 4 hour, we were in a major structure consolidation, but you also have consolidating areas on minor structure. So if we look at this whole range right here, through this point right here, let me just highlight what I'm talking about. Bear with me. I'm gonna use this. Through this entire range right here, put it in yellow so it's not confusing. Through this entire range right here, right? Ooh. This is consolidating price that you could still take advantage of this entire time. There are literally buys and sells all throughout this structure that you could take advantage of, but you want to take advantage of them at proper times. I'm not going to take a sell when price is already at the bottom of or I'm not going to take a sell in a demand area. I'm not going to take a buy in a supply area unless I have confirmation that that zone is breaking. Okay, so that's the only thing that I wanted to just make sure I emphasize so that everybody understands and everybody's clear on that. So now let's go back to GU. And sorry, I feel the need to still make this like a teaching call instead of just going over analysis, because these are like very critical things that everybody needs to see and everybody needs to just take heed of so that you guys, understand everything in totality. So let's go to 1 hour structure. So we had a lot of exhaustion here, okay? So at the point in which price is breaking a zone area, again, we don't know, right? But if we look at, put this divergence back on here. We had some exhaustion right here. Let's go back to 15-minute because we had minor structure divergence. This exact thing right here is the reason why you wait on your breaks and retests if you don't have multiple confluences. Because even though we had a zone area, and remember, when something is consolidating, it's like a bridge, or I don't want to say a bridge because that's a bad example, but it's like anything. If you keep pushing at it, it's going to eventually break. So we had multiple areas where price tested, and then it basically broke through the roof. But if you were in real life, at this point, this started to look like a sell here, right? This whole structure started to form divergence. Y'all see that? It wasn't until, because I didn't take this, when I took the GU buy, I waited until I was clean out of the zone and it had confirmation that this was going to continue higher. So let's talk about the confirmations for that. So we had a small break and retest, but also, do you see the difference between this breaking out and this breaking out right here? If you guys look here, use my annotation. This is momentum. This is exhaustion. So this is saying there were buyers in the market that tried to push the market higher, but sellers took over and exhausted, right? So buyers, this is exhaustion, price literally pushed down. So that's telling you, no, I'm still selling right here. Up until the point at this zone where we had like this break and retest, and then price continued in a strong bullish momentum, right? That is when we have confirmation. Okay, now this is pushing to our next area up. And again, let's go to 4 hour structure so y'all can see what that area is. this zone above here. Does that make sense? So this is the point in which we had that momentum right here. I don't have a minor structure zone on here because this is my major structure chart, but, or actually this is the minor zone. I didn't know it was on here. Let's bring this over. Okay, so as you guys see, this was the exhaustion. Then we had all of this momentum, or no, this was the week before. That was on 15 minutes, so I can't show it right here, but I'm trying to get the point across of what I'm trying to tell y'all. So this is the momentum that literally pushed up this week through this point. Also, we had a lot of news go on this week. We literally had Jerome Powell spoke. We also had non-farm payroll, we had unemployment. So there were a lot of things that contributed to the strong impulse in the market, but I still want you guys to just take heed of the smaller things. So where we are right now, let me go back to my trading chart. And I hope you guys are following along. Please definitely ask questions if you have them. But look, so where we are right now, like, okay, so we broke through that. Then we had a strong verified, like meaning more, because you guys know I like for price to literally push away and come back. We had a big break and retest right here. So after all of this exhaustion, we had our break and retest, and then price, this was verification that price was pushing to, again, that blue zone that was on your higher time frame. And then this was also a foundation level that's here. So this is what I'm anticipating for this week. The first thing you're gonna do for you guys to take this step by step, I have divergence, or I'm sorry, this is not divergence. I have a line under here, but this is still forming like a channel, but we're not necessarily going down. Or I mean, these are still kind of even. I wouldn't necessarily classify it as divergence right now until I have some peaks start to form. But, and you guys, of course, you have the major trend line break and retest, and then you have minor. So I would literally put, I'm gonna put that there because this was an anomaly, meaning that this was wick exhaustion, even though wicks do still matter. But this is still just very bullish. So I want to see if this net zone breaks and retest. If you weren't in this, like, this is also one of those things, you guys know when I write in the chat where I talk about like just keep putting your stop loss in profit. If you did not already enter this trade, do not enter it for a buy right now. Because of course, with this being so bullish, it has to pull back. But the question is, when is it going to pull back? Like, I just don't anticipate. What's the best way to say this? When something is already buying, you don't just hop in a buy while the momentum is still pushing, unless you have multiple, like where this started buying right here on minor structure. And then once it pushed through with bullish momentum, so meaning you guys know how sometimes I talk about if you're a super busy person, you would have literally put your exit at this purple zone. If you're not that busy of a person and you're constantly on your charts and being able to look at your charts, then once you saw this momentum, you guys know, like a couple weeks ago when I was in a trade and I was like, hey, this looks like this is going to break through this zone. So put your stop losses in profit, opposed to just having it take profit because it looked like it could go way higher. This is an example of that. So you see how this is so much literally bullish momentum breaking through this zone. That's confirmation that I'm not done pushing. Then we had the retest to retest again here, break, retest, and then price continued to move forward. Now, we got to our foundation level. This was yesterday. Price literally gapped down. We had a gap down when the market opened, which just kind of solidified this more as a trend line. Price consolidated here. As you guys know, foundation level price consolidates. Now, what I'm looking for and what I need to see, which is why this trend line is going to be super important, is when this pulls back, right? I want to make sure it doesn't continue. I want to make sure this isn't a break and retest of this higher zone that I have going through here in this foundation level. So meaning when price gets to this level, this is going to tell me everything I need to know about this structure, unless you're trading minor structure all throughout, like scalping. But safety wise, I need to see if this is going to break. Because as you see, like this is starting to form heavy, but again, we don't know when it's going to be over. Not only that, like you see, the highest this pushed up was 1.285, 1.28589 was the highest price went in its area. Actually, let me verify that. Let me actually go to the higher time frame to see for sure. Yeah, so our highest point was here. And then also, this is something I wanted to say. So, actually, I think I hit the trend line. Let me, take that one off right now. So here, this was a higher time frame break and retest that happened early Tuesday morning. So this break and retest right here, you guys know how we have the minor break and retest and then the major. This would be a swing trader move where you would have the break and retest of this overall structure that pushed to here. And then of course this happened like literally a long time ago. So I'm gonna rehide this, but it's the same concept. So you would have traded, once you entered here, you would have traded it to resistance if you're super busy. If you're not super busy, you would have literally, again, put your stop loss in profit to see how this was going to maneuver once you saw this momentum pushing through. And then as you guys see, like we're approaching this zone right now, but also we still have, remember when it comes to zone, like price can push up as much as it wants to inside of that zone. I have it here because you guys know, just like with my trend lines, I put it on the majority of price. So I'm not going to make the zone this super high or super big, because basically these two that peaked out were anomalies. If you look to the left, the most touching or the majority touching, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like all through here, we have all of these touch points. So that is why my zone is here opposed to, let's say, all the way up here just for those 2 points. I just feel like that would have been a question, so I just wanted to clarify it right then and there. But as I mentioned, let's go back to minor structure on my trading chart. Okay, so as I mentioned here, this is what I'm looking for to decipher your next move in regards to your structure. Now, the highest, again, that this has been up is 1.28580. So be mindful of that. Like, don't, again, hop in a buy if you see, like, let's say you see this continue higher and higher to this point, like you've already missed the majority of the move. So just be patient and wait on your structure to confirm what is happening next. Let's go into YouTube now so I can answer questions.
We've got
Let's go to channel. From this, and because, all right, so let's go to ignore this over here. You literally see it's all baby videos and sermons. Okay, so definitely just ignore that to the right. But okay, so let's read these through. I'm completely new to the trading forex world, but excited to learn a skill set. The charts, all the verbiage are tweaking me out, but I won't give up. I'm really praying about it to see if God wants me to pursue. So glad I found Jessica, who is not only elite when it comes to forex, but also her faith is what drives her more than anything. Thanks, my love. Okay, hello everyone, love it. I missed it just 'cause I was in smaller trades on a 15-minute, unaware of the overall trade on a 1 hour and did not stay for the whole trend. Didn't see it until you sent the update Friday morning as it finished up. I've got to do better next week. Just take it step by step. Like this is how trading goes. It's completely fine. If you don't get an entire move. That's part of the game. Like as long as you did your analysis for the moment that you were looking at, then that's perfectly fine. There are many times where, like I'll be in a trade, let's say for the beginning of the week, and then later on, um, something to play out Thursday, Friday. Now this started pushing. Remember, this started pushing still early in the week. Like I think it was like Tuesday, structure started to break. Wednesday. No, Tuesday was the retest. And then literally price started, that momentum started getting still early in the week. If it happened on like a Friday or a Thursday, I literally would have missed the trades too. But my overall analysis for what I was looking for GU was buy. So I would just still have my eye on it since I had missed my initial move earlier that week. Love you so much, Jess. You're the best. Thanks, love. You keep me in line when I go left. You help me keep on right. Thanks. Thanks, Jessica. I'm learning so much for your videos. Thanks for sharing with us. Okay. Okay. Questions. Yes. So this is what I'm looking for. Questions. What assurance did you have to hold price to GU on GU that would stop at -27 and reverse lower? Why not -61.8? So this is the thing when it comes to your stops. Like I always just take profit at -27 unless, of course, the further something pulls back, the further it's going to go into the future, right? So depending on what that pullback level was, because I don't know exactly, I have so many fibs on my chart that I don't know exactly which fib you're talking about or um referring to. However, I'm just going to answer the question generally. If price does not go past my 50%, I don't really look for it to go to that -61.8. And also, anytime I'm looking at my fibs, I'm making sure they line up with another structure. So does my -27 or 61.8 line up with a zone or a trend line or something? Like there's always something else. But I typically just always take it at -27 just because those will always hit. Sometimes it doesn't always make it to -61.8. And I'm perfectly like what I just showed you guys on gold. I would rather take my profit when it's super clear as day, like this is hitting, than to wait and then all my profits go negative because I held the trade too long. Right here. Hello, Jessica. Hope you're doing well. Powell from your group. My question is as follows. Do you take trades based on impulse reversal? No. I always have another confirmation. Well, let me finish reading. What I mean is, let's say price reversed from your TP2 and created a strong impulse with a lot of room for correction. It loses momentum, divergence on your minor structure, and hits the zone for a second confluence. Then it gives you confirmation on minor structure and entry point break and retest. Would you take the trade to catch the correction, or would you rather wait until it completes structure and continues to TP1 or TP2 before you look for new trade opportunities? So that's kind of exactly what I was explaining in this video earlier when I talked about how this overall trade hadn't necessarily reached like TP areas, because if I put a fib on here, even when price reversed, each reversal, let's say the start of this impulse, 23.6. We already know what that means. Let's say we extend the fib, 23.6, right? So we're just going higher and higher. So I don't need for it to literally hit, let's say here, -27 before I hop in. I'm going to wait on what you just said in this video. I'm going to wait on my breaks and retest. As long as you have multiple confluences, you can take the trade, but never just enter off of impulses and that's it. Because at any time, that impulse on minor structure can turn into a wick on, let me actually just show you in real life. So you see how here, this impulsed up at the point in which this was playing out, right? At the point in which this was playing out, this started to, oh man, it's moved too fast. Hold on. well, it still moved too fast. This is a 15-minute candle, so maybe I should do a 1 hour. But basically, every candle, let's say this 15-minute, that's 3 5-minute candles. But on that 5-minute, actually, let's just look at it. But you guys know I do not take trades on 5 minutes. I'm only showing you guys for actual teaching purposes. No, I don't even want to teach bad habits like that. Let's go to actual 1 hour and show you guys. So let's use this wick here. So let's put this in replay mode. Select bar. Now let's go to 15-minute. So when this was forming, do you see how like this structure, well, we just missed the candle, but while that candle was forming, this looked like it was impulsing down before it actually created a wick. That's why when price is just breaking, you never just enter right when that breaks. Do y'all understand? Hopefully y'all understand that. And then anybody that's in the course, like, of course, if you need more clarification, you could definitely ask on our Monday calls. Let me go to, oh, here, this is what I'm looking for. Which one did we just do? Just did this one. Did I finish it? Hope it makes sense. I understand that each situation is different. So simple yes or no answer may not be possible. Yeah, it's no, I feel like it was pretty clear. Second question, if you don't mind, in your last video, you were talking about an example of GU buy on the 27th of June. It was red box, blue box, green box. You did not take that trade. What would give you the confidence to execute it before it tested TP1? I do understand you had confluences and confirmation, but I also noticed that quite often price will dive to test an important level nearby, even after giving confirmation, and then it reverses. Is it something that you would take into consideration if you were answering or if you were executing this trade? So what date did you say? The 27th of June. So let's go find that. June 27th. Okay, so this red box, blue box, green box. The only reason I didn't take this trade was because it was Thursday. I was done trading for the week. Based off of, yeah, I think this was one we talked about not too long ago. So based off of this trend line break and retest, I didn't need to trade anymore during the week. I think I probably was super busy or something. I'm not sure, but I would have 100% executed off of this. When you say that price goes up and then makes a dive, like red box, blue box, green box, the reason that I talk about it instead of like actually implementing it in you guys' course for the automated students is just because like this is something that you have to continuously practice and you have to learn to see. So practicing all of your structures and stuff like that will help you see this more and more. But for entries, the reason that I teach the trend line break and retest is because the trend line break and retest is like guaranteed. Like anytime it happens, as long as you have multiple confluences, price is going to play out. Whereas like these breaks and resets, let's say this zone wasn't here and then you ended up having I'll just show you. Everybody just imagine that this zone is not here for a while. So let's say this zone's not here and then price just keeps pushing like this. Like I have to verify and make sure that your structure is 100% accurate before you can just be entering off of red box, blue box, green box. So I only recommend that I still show it to you guys because for experienced traders and people that are constantly practicing, you guys will literally be able to see it more and more as you guys perfect your craft, but you have to perfect your craft before you can like really take heed to that and master it. Hello, Miss Lane. What lot size do you recommend somebody uses for trade taking, say, for the trade, taking say $100 as margin on the account. So if you have 100, I mean, not 100, sorry, 1,000. Oh, 0.10 per every 1,000. So $3,000 account, 0.30 until you really, really like master trading, because it still gives your trade room to breathe and you're not over leveraging. It does take longer to compound your account that way, but taking longer is baby steps. Like the market isn't going anywhere and is literally like, if you keep compounding $100 every week, after a month, your account, let's say you compounded, I mean, honestly, I say that it takes longer to compound your account, but really it just depends on how much you're in the market. So let's say you take beautiful trades and let's say you master your 20% a week or something like that, right? That means that $1,000 is now $1,200 by the end of the week. That means at the end of the month, that $1,000 is $1,800. Then that end of the next month, that $1,800, like it will continue to grow. So taking it step by step, like I would much rather you do that than just use a super large lot size. And then once you get in drawdown, the reason also that I use that is because let's say you haven't perfected entries yet. If your entry is, let's say, completely terrible, but you have the correct structure, you can literally go in significant drawdown, but your account still be able to maintain and hold that position without blowing. Like the goal, I don't want nobody blowing an account. So just take it step by step and then also be patient with your journey and your process. Hey, Jess, it's Sam. I'm one from your group. If you ever see this, of course I'll see it. I had a question about a trade you did on June 18th around 1,500. So let's go to the chart. June 18th, June. So June 18th. Okay, so around here. All right. So let's go back to it. June 18th, around 1,500, you took a buy on GU up to TP1 where you predicted reversal at the resistance zone for a continuation of a downtrend. And I think you took the sell. No, this, I was looking for a buy right here because I remember here, hold on, let's see. As you explained at the time, it was one of your trader's instincts, market mama ninja type moves rather than a textbook trade. But what I don't understand is why you didn't predict the reversal continuation of a downtrend at the previous high, which was at another resistance zone, and at a TP2 if you took the fib from the previous impulse correction. Was it a 100% retrace? I hope that makes sense. I've been wanting to ask you for ages. Okay, so I remember this position and I was saying that I had taken a buy here. This was my impulse, or this was my mama ninja move, as you say. I remember I had told you guys that I took a buy right here because this was clear as day, because it hit that negative 61.8. Now, this had not been a trend line bounce yet. It wasn't a trend line until more price had confirmed. But I was telling you guys that I had taken a buy literally at this point, right? I mean, not a buy. I took a, oh yeah, I took a buy at that point right there. You said I took a sell. Let's go over that on Monday night call because I don't remember entering this. I would need to go into my, like, this was a minute ago. I took a whole bunch of trades since then, but I know I definitely took a buy right here because I remember talking about this trade. Yeah, I remember talking about this trade a lot. I think this was my yeah, because I was talking about this going into a buy. I was saying that this was my entry, but you guys confirmed entry would have been right here at this break and retest of this trend line. Yeah. So, but if you still need clarification, we could talk about it on the next call. And then when you talk about, which was another resistance zone, and I don't understand is why you didn't predict the reversal continuation of the downtrend at the previous high. The previous high here. I don't know. Let's talk about it at the, because when you asked me, was it 100%? was the TP 100%. The only fib structure I have on here is this for a buy structure. Because again, like I talked about earlier, this is already at a zone. So I wouldn't have had a sell structure here for a like a sell structure other than the one that I have that verified my entry for this push up right here. Yeah. So let's just talk about that on Monday. Hi, would you not extend the previous fib since it's only hit 23.6? How do you know when and not to extend a fib? So I only extend fibs if they are minor structure fibs, and then you can just keep extending. Like even the trade that we talked about, or the previous one that I was in, I don't know if you guys remember, this fib originally started all the way down here. That was my initial minor structure move that hit negative 61.8. Then I extended it to that next high to push here. That negative 61, well, let me scoot it over so you guys can see. This is at the point where this hit this negative 61.8 right here. So point A, point B, price pullback, 23.6, or yeah, well, 38.2 price hit TP1. But this was already hit on that negative 61.8 from that first one. So you would really have to look at the overall structure. But once it came back up, it literally hit this negative 61.8, and then it was 27 over here. Then you just extend it again. This get to negative 61.8 right here. So I only extend my minor structure fibs as more price structure plays out, but I don't really extend my major structures. So hopefully that answered that question. What broker do you use or prefer to use? Not saying give legal advice, but it's just a suggestion. That's why I don't give the suggestions, because I know people literally take me for my word, and I could get paid by a lot of brokers by referring them. But I prefer people to just do their own research, because just like I'm not gonna tell you, well, I don't know what country you live in, but let's say you live in America. I'm not going to tell you whether you should use Bank of America, Chase, or Wells Fargo. Like, you use your own discretion and what aligns with you. How much does private mentorship cost, and is it invite only? No. So after I had my first baby, I no longer do private mentorship just because I don't have the capacity to. But that's why I streamlined everything and put every single assignment that I do in my private mentorship, I put it in the automated course. And then of course, I don't just leave you guys hanging. Like, you guys can definitely ask me questions literally on the automated calls. We have course check-in calls to see how everybody's doing and stuff like that. Hi Jessica, I'm a new student. I'm in the foundations aspect of course. I'm not sure if I draw my foundation in zones correctly. Is there any place that we can get feedback and the homework assignments to ensure we're on the right path? So there's a homework example in your course, but sis, I hope you're a girl. Kyoka, I think that's a girl. That is the easiest assignment of the course. So I pray you aren't struggling on the foundation assignment, because again, that's the easiest assignment in the course. The only thing you're verifying is that you have a resistance and support level. Make sure that they're even. It doesn't matter how far apart they are, and then you drag your zones from there. But yeah, if you still need help, we can go over it on the a check-in call, because I don't want that information on YouTube. But please just don't overthink it. I feel like if people have problems on the foundation assignment, they're definitely overthinking, because that assignment is so super easy. What broker is good for forex trading? Already answered that. When there's hardly any movement where currency pairs, the main ones, and the lower structure is choppy and hard to tell, like in those situations where candles do not respect trend lines, and even sometimes when it retests, it does not shoot up or down, is like it goes back to the trend line. What do you personally do in those situations to stay profitable? If price isn't clear, I never take the trade. Like, if it's not crystal clear to me, I'm not gonna take the position. And when I check the 1-day chart structure, then I check 15 minutes, do more due diligence, the trend line looks different. It will 100% look different because it's different time frames. The trend line looks different. Which one will be which one will be more better to follow? The lesser time, like 15 minutes, and the longer time, like day one in this situation. Sorry, this is long. It's just my main concern, so I don't feel like I'm gambling. No, you use everything cohesively. So, like I was saying, and is one of the reasons why I show you guys the higher time frame chart compared to the smaller. Use everything cohesively, but 15 minutes you shouldn't be using for you should only be using 15-minute for entry. You're not using 15-minute for necessarily direction. You use 15-minute for entries, and then you do top-down analysis to see and understand your structure and direction. Does anybody know how we could actually be on the Zoom calls on Monday? I'm going back right now, watching all the Sunday lives from the beginning, but just curious how to actually join these calls. So only course students can join these calls, but my course students, we did a vote and they want to do they want to basically do it like this so that people's questions don't interfere. But I will say, after doing this call, I do miss you guys' interaction. So maybe we should switch it to like 2 Sundays out of the month where we do it recorded. I don't know. We'll do another poll on our next call. Or maybe I'll put a poll in you guys group or something. Hi. Someone's using your name on Facebook. Yeah, they always use my name. That's why I always give my disclaimer, which I forgot to give today. Do not be scammed, guys. There are a lot of people that are fake as hell. And tell me why I thought I found her on WhatsApp, and right away she started asking me, do I have Cash App? I knew right away it was a scam account pretending to be JESS. Shaking my head. Yes, definitely shaking my head because I hate these people who just try to steal from people and try to make money off of my name. Like, it's actually disgusting. But clearly they just don't have faith in themselves, because if honestly, the amount of energy that somebody takes to scam somebody, if you just put that energy in yourself, you will make limitless money and it would be super easy. But anyways, so that's it for today, you guys. Again, make sure you guys are taking these trades step by step. I already told you guys what I was looking for in reference to that GU structure. So that miner needs to buy, not just test, it needs to buy that miner structure needs to break, not buy, sorry. That trend line that we put at the top, it needs to break to confirm, not just test it. It needs to break to confirm. Otherwise, like if your stop loss is not still in profit and you're just in continuous gains right now, do not take a buy at the top of that structure and do not take a sell until you have a break and retest of that structure to confirm when price is going to do the pullback. Okay. So I love you guys. Again, happy Monday. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your week. And I hope that you guys were able to learn, like, even though I was doing the analysis, I definitely tried to stop at different points of like what I thought questions would be or questions that people have previously asked me. I tried to take each scenario into place to actually make it to where you guys can use it for your trading. So keep practicing, guys, because this skill set, even though it's hard at first, I promise you, if you keep just at it, stay persistent, consistent, and diligent in your craft and stay focused, like before you know it, the money just comes. All right. So y'all have a great day. Y'all have a great week. And then I will check in with you guys and see you guys next week. Again, I will most likely put a poll in the chat to see like which people like better in regards to the recorded calls or the question calls. So love you guys. Bye.